Let me turn this AC down a little bit so the air is not blowing in here so cold. Get over here. We're going to turn the volume down some. And we're going to come over to our channel here and see what we got as far as our live stream and how things look. Hopefully the inverter will stay shut up long enough. And so if you're wondering what that funny thing is out there in the front, we are doing a time lapse. So amazing thing is that we have the moon above that. And so it is making for awesome photography. I didn't want to take and miss out on this. I had a good CG strike a while ago. It was awesome. And so what I'm doing is I'm doing a time lapse out with my cell phone. And I am doing a live stream for you guys. And the storm started just to the south of Cashin where I live. We are not on Chisholm Street. I don't have my phone plugged in, obviously, because it's out there getting the lightning strikes. Should have brought my real camera, but I think that the video and the time lapse ought to be pretty amazing. I shot some drone video as well. But yeah. Looks like we might even have some lightning bugs out. How appropriate. Hello, Aaron Spencer. Man, dude, this thing is a hero for lightning, dude. It is throwing out the crawlers like crazy. I got some good CG strikes from my drone, and whenever I seen that moon shining over the top of this thing, I was like, I have got to get out. I did not bring my big camera with me because I wanted to take and do a time lapse of this lightning. I don't have any really good time lapse video at all. And so this is the perfect time. Got the phone set up out there. Got it running on the time lapse. So it ought to be amazing. And this thing is just spitting out the lightning like crazy. I figured that the storm would have already died by now because of daytime heating is gone, but I think the outflow boundaries from the storms earlier are keeping this thing rolling. Yeah, and that is why I'm out here. So the crisp blue skies back behind the anvil, and the white clouds there, and all of that stuff, man. Yeah, that would be a woo-hoo-hoo-wee moment. Man, it is getting busy. The moon continues to wow, wow, wowie. That's a triple wowie. Man, oh man, is that ever going to look good on time lapse? Mm. What in the world? Did y'all catch that big boat? Did you see that? It may have been off a frame. Man. Tell me you saw that, Aaron. Yeah, that's right. That is faux show. Nice. Man, dude, I'm kicking myself for not bringing my camera out here. However, I don't know. I think this is the best. This is better. Hello, Tammy. I did not, and I'm going to be honest with you, I did not expect it to be this good as far as the lightning going. Not one bit. And it seems like it's re-intensifying again. I know that there's a flash flood watch out. I know. Did you ever have to say that rhyme? Maybe you didn't. I don't do this very often. And I did this one other time for another live stream. I meant better, but you meant butter. So I'm going to throw this out there for you and see if y'all can say it as fast as I can. Are you ready? Betty bought some butter, but the butter Betty bought was bitter. So Betty bought some better butter to make the bitter butter bitter, but the bitter butter made the better butter bitter. Y'all may have to slow that down just a little bit to catch what all I said. You didn't know that I could rap, did you, Aaron Spencer? Yep. What about a big black bug bit a big black bear? There's either one or two things. I'm bored, or I took way too much pre-workout today whenever I went to the gym. Awesome, awesome lightning. It would have been worth it just for the moonshot with the big storm clouds there. But this is even better. Yeah, right. Even got an old dead tree over here to the left. The tongue twister king. There you go. Hey, if you can't have fun, right? Look at that thing. So this is the third time that it is blown up and the anvil has expanded and has blocked the moonlight out again. I don't even have the radar up. I'm not even going to take and mess with it, but that is awesome. So FYI, Aaron, you probably have had it before, but we went to Katie's for lunch today, and they had the Sloppy Joe special. That is the bomb. But the thing about it is that I got double payment for it because not only was it good, but it is making a second show. I have heartburn really bad. Man, oh man, dude. Ah, it's just getting better. The only thing that would be better is if I was able to catch some sprites. But I think I'm too close. And you probably couldn't see it because of the moonlight. And I don't think that my phone has a low enough ISO setting on it or a f-stop to do that. Well, man, I'm telling you what, I left my house. I'm only about a mile away from my place right now, and pulled off on a country road and a field entrance, and it is nice and dark. I was gonna go to the baseball field, but the co-op and everything else would have been throwing off some light there as well. And so it worked out better this way. Crawler lightning. Crawler lightning, CG bolts, moonbeams, stars, satellites. What else? What else can we throw in? On South Pennsylvania. Well, so give us a weather update, Tammy Baker. Tell us, is it raining at your place? My brother lives off of 23rd Street, Northwest 28th, I think, something like that. And he said it was pouring down there a while ago. This might be further south than that now. Like I said, I don't have my radar pulled up in my car. But this here is pretty amazing. Lots of rain, was heavy, but is down. Okay, thank you for that update. Like I said, I know because it came across my phone. They said that there was flooding for Oklahoma City. So I would imagine that all of the common areas that we know that are susceptible to the floods are probably experiencing that right now. So I would almost imagine that there'll probably be some vehicle rescues. Whenever that little microburst happened over the top of us the other day, we had somebody that had to be towed out of the water. It was up past the fender wells on their car, and they drove through, I think it was like a Chevy Malibu or something like that, and it flooded them out like crazy. So, had to tie a tow strap onto them. We were going to go back and get my tow strap and hook up to them and pull them out, but there was a truck that came through and was able to get them out. So it looks like to me, unless this is just moving off to the south slowly, which my good old buddy Aaron Spencer would be able to tell me that, or is this thing actually collapsing? It looks like the anvil might be trying to fall apart on it now, but it's still really lightning active. Yeah, it was not good, and I did not see the car parked there as I was pulling out of the neighborhood, but it was parked on the side of the road for a couple days. So you get, and I believe that car was probably fuel injected. It was a newer model one, so I mean, you got to go through a lot of extensive stuff to get that dried out enough so that it will actually fire. So even though it looks like maybe it's dying out a little bit, that lightning is still just crazy. I need to update my scrolling marquee because we have reached, I believe, the last time I looked at the channel, 313 subscribers. So, shout out to all you folks that have subscribed to the channel. And it looks like potentially that we have some watching now. And so, if you have not, radar says that it is slowly moving south. Thank you. So, yeah. And that would make sense. I mean, it's clearing a slot out for the moon there, so. Now, tomorrow's slight risk, and I'm going to, again, just throw it out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we would appreciate it if you would do that. Man, that was a good CG strike right there. But also hit that like and that share button and the notification bell. So, hey Sonia. Hello, hello, hello. Got some good lightning going on right now. We're just about a mile to the west, to the east of my town that I live in. And this storm popped up. It's been going for a couple hours now. And so, originally broke the drone out. And I'm going to try, if possible, to see about linking the drone to the live stream. I don't know how well I will be able to do that. But future plans anyhow. Yeah, absolutely. So we've gotten some CG strikes in there as well. But anyway, yeah. So, but a big shout out to all those new subscribers and even the folks that are on. We got number 1, number 2 on here now. Tammy is number 1, Sonia number 2. I think Aaron Spencer's maybe still on here somewhere. And who else? Old Nightbot. Nightbot's there. Now rolling back to what I was going to say, we're in a slight risk for tomorrow, and should be later in the evening that we get storms to develop, and so there's a potential that we might be out tomorrow. Got to get through some things in the morning and get that all knocked out and taken care of and make sure everything's doing like it should. And then if that's all right, and since it's in the backyard, that's right. Good old Nightbot. But the plan is, since the game will be in the backyard, that maybe go out and do the same thing tomorrow evening. So that'll give me a little bit more time to prepare. And so I'll make me a little thumbnail like I normally do before I start my live stream. And tomorrow, the threat is for microbursts. So whenever those go up, looking like maybe they're going to produce some pretty severe winds. So I think the talk was on the day 2 was around 75 mile per hour winds on whenever they collapse. So just have to see what's going on. 0 tornado threat. Unless it changes. I haven't looked at models or nothing like that. But wind was the big thing. Hail could be a possibility, but it was more out west, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, you guys will probably be breaking out of that rain here in a little bit, and then you should be able to get the light show for a while. I'm surprised that this thing is still going as good as it is. We'll sit here for just a little bit and see what happens. And then I'll get out and stop my time lapse. Which should be amazing. Once I get it off of my phone and download it, I will take and upload that to the channel so that y'all can watch it. Probably won't be tonight, though. Yep. All right. Well, I'm going to bring up the radar and see what we're looking at here. Yeah, you're right. It is pretty healthy. And man, oh man, that storm over there by Henrietta, that's got some lungs with it too. Check that out. Not really moving all that fast either. Hello, Angela. Welcome. We're just out here catching some lightning. What is this crazy thing? Epson software updater. I don't need no Epson software updater. No, I don't want that. Joey says woof woof to Coco. Yeah, this thing is still really living and breathing. This is it for sure. It's moving off to the south now, and so I'm going to stop my time lapse here in a little bit because I think it's getting a little bit too far out. But then again, you got that stuff happening and it makes a liar out of me. Ooh. That's a pretty sick shot. Got the moon, got the clouds, got the old tree, got the lightning bolts. Looking good. Been live for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to hop out. I'm going to grab I don't know if y'all can tag each other or not in the chat. There was a little CG strike. Looked like it was in some rain as well still. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm going to hop out real fast. I'm going to grab my camera, or my phone, I mean, and go ahead and stop the time lapse. And while we're sitting here chatting, I will upload it to the channel. got a big old airplane coming in over here to the right. All right, let's see here. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. That's right. Funny. Old Nightbot. Can't beat that. Right? All right. Well, the thing about it is time lapses don't turn out as good as slow motion. I wished I would have done it in slow-mo, but you know what? It's okay. So I'm going to upload this real quick to the channel. If I can. I don't know if I can. Oh yeah, I should be able to. Let's see here.
I am next to the Lampasas River here, the swollen Lampasas River after about 5 to 7 inches of rainfall.
Oh, Reed. That's not an image. Oh, no. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. I thought that on the last big chase that we were on, where we were on that tornado warning storm out there by Sayre, that we got it updated. So I'll have to go back and I'll have to update the link. So I'll go in and change that whenever I get back to the house. So my apologies on that. So I'm uploading this real quick. All right. It's still going a little bit.
Just upstream, and you can see debris coming down as well. I'm near.
All right. Well, we'll sit here for just a little bit more, and then I think we'll probably go ahead and call it for the night. And like I said, if everything goes as planned, perhaps we will be back out tomorrow during the daylight hours, and doing another live stream of severe storms. But like I said, the potential is going to be for, oh boy, sorry about that. how do we subscribe to your channel? So, whenever you go to the opening page, are you subscribed to this channel now? Is this the one that you're talking about, or are you talking about something else? I don't know if I follow you. I'm a little tired. Man, that lightning is picking up back down there on the far western side of it now. So let me see here. Give me 1 second there, Tammy. I'm going to wow. Maybe I won't leave. I think. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, give me 1 second. It is definitely not done yet. So if you go to that link, Tammy, you should be able to click on it. And then it will have a subscribe on there. And so whenever you subscribe, it'll bring up and it'll say that you're subscribed to the channel, and then there's going to be a little notification bell over there on the left hand side. You can click on that, and that way you'll know whenever we go live the next time. I'm going to take, well, let's see. See if I can back out and get maybe just a little bit better angle on that. Because there's some CGs that are happening. Now, I might get my phone back out and capture those, but I'm going to do them in slow motion this time. Be right back. There we go. No problem. I hope that works for you. If not, you can go to the YouTube and then just type in NOSWC and then hit search, and then it should bring the channel up, and then it will automatically give you that subscribe option as well. I'm going to see if I can't zoom in just a smidge on that. Awesome. That's what we like to hear. Yeah, she's doing better now. Look at all that. Getting more active on that southern side again. Western side. What am I talking about? Western side. Awesome. Thank you. Nice. Thank you, Angela. That was awesome. Not gonna lie. Woo, man! Did y'all see that? Awesome! Just whenever you think the show is over. I have a chocolate lab. Her name is Josie. And that dog can snore like none other. Wow, look at that! Yes! What in the world just happened there? Man. Golly! Did you see that branch bolt? Sorry, man. I get overly excited over lightning. That was amazing. That branch bolt went everywhere. I'm starting to sound like Reed Timmer. Golly. I'm glad I had my camera out. My phone out, I should say. Right? Just whenever you thought that it was over with, it's not over with. Look at that double strike. What is going on? Right? I'm glad too. So I have a follower that wants me to do more instructive videos while I'm out chasing. He said there's too much lag time. I'm going to turn the defrost on. It's getting so chilly and so unchilly in here. I'm going to take and do defrost. And but anyway, he was saying that he would really appreciate if I would be more instructive on my live streams. And so I'm not going to start that tonight, obviously, but perhaps I will do that. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, we got like major foggage going on in here. Gotta dry it up a little in here. I don't think that it's making a difference on the live stream, but it is definitely making a difference on the windshield because I can see I'm going to zoom in over here on this a little bit more since it's more active on this western side. So give me 1 second. Man. Just as soon as I moved it. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't disagree. I mean, I know that it gets boring sometimes. There goes an airplane. I know it gets kind of boring whenever we're transitioning from, going from or repositioning on a storm. And so if my mind is right on that and whatever, and we're paying attention, we don't have to, we have the time to talk, then I will try to do that for you guys. Man, that thing is just throwing out the bolts like crazy. Earlier, it was all crawler. Now, it is CG bolts. Man. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, there's been times, golly, look at that. There's been times before, and I try to make it educational as well, but there's been times before where, we've been driving or whatever else. I'll try to explain, what the updraft is doing, why it's tilted, where the actual wall cloud is, why the wall cloud forms, and all of that stuff. What's scud, and I know a lot of you already follow along with other chasers and stuff like that, and they're pretty descriptive on their videos as well. So, a lot of you, it's very familiar territory because you do follow along. These guys do not. As a matter of fact, he didn't even know that I had chased storms. And I work out with him at the gym, and so was explaining to him, and he said, well, what's your channel? And so I told him, and so he subscribed, and then he watched a couple, and he goes, man, I need to learn more. And so I did a instructional video not too long ago on lightning and the types of lightning. And so long time ago, I took my pilot's training, and so that's obviously paramount for flying. And so they were telling us in the class that lightning can strike 15 miles away from a parent thunderstorm. I have seen it strike further than that. I've seen it strike probably closer to like 30 miles away. I distinctly remember a cell that was moving from northwest to southeast, and it had a wall cloud on it, nearly produced a tornado, and it was north of Kingfisher, and the lightning bolt here near Guthrie. And so that is way more than 15 miles. It's probably closer to maybe 30, 35 miles away. And so very, very dangerous on those big storms like that. And I have video, not the same as the bolt from the blue. These are actually associated with an actual thunderstorm, unless I don't have what I know as a bolt from the blue to happen. But that's just a general discharge of electricity out of nowhere. This was associated with a cloud, but it was probably 35 miles away. And so there were CG bolts that were hitting, near the storm, and then they were out. And so it was extremely powerful. The Cape values and stuff like that were in the 3,000-4,000 range. which that's that convective available potential energy you guys hear us talk about, and basically fuel for the storm, and so anyway, with that being said, it was quite impressive. Now, I will say this, Tammy, that I was working on a well servicing rig up by Perry, and there was a bolt from the blue that happened, and we were running rods off the ground, so they weren't in the oil well, running them off the ground, and this bolt happened, and we had the derrick guy wired out, and it was supposed to go down the guide wires, and it did not do that. It went down the blocks, and that's what's used to lift all of the stuff that we put in the oil well, tubing, rods, all of that stuff. And anyways, this guy got struck by lightning, and so he had a hold of the rod, and he had a hold of the elevators that lifts the rod, and he was wearing rubber boots, but it blew him about probably 25 feet backwards and curled him up into a fetal position. And so we ran over and tried to get him to stretch back out. We couldn't, and so had to rush him to Perry emergency room, and they had to give him medication to take and relax him so that they could examine him and see if there were any bad burns or anything like that. That being said, his feet were fine because he had rubber boots on. And you would think, rubber boots, grounding, all right, good deal, right? Everywhere that he had a coin in his pocket, he got second and third degree burns. And so, yeah, it was horrible. Not only that, but he also had neurological problems because of the electricity that had traveled through his body. And so he had problems talking, thinking, doing all kinds of things, and he was off of work for a while. But then was actually able to come back. But yeah, it was scary. I've had 3 instances of myself, but these were all associated with storms. One was up by Peckham, Oklahoma, which is basically a little ghost town now. And then also out in Texas, Orla, Texas, was another place. And that bolt hit probably 15 feet from me. And I have that on video. So extremely, extremely powerful bolts. I mean, you get the big crack, and then the thunder happens immediately. And so I grabbed my GoPro, and when I turned my GoPro around, I was actually wow. I turned my GoPro around and actually caught the bolt on camera. And I said, yikes, like that, and then jumped into the truck. And everybody commented, man, that was close. And I was like, you're telling me it was close? So, and then not too long ago, I was out in west central Oklahoma and got my camera. I think some of y'all was on the video with me when we were out there, and set my camera up outside to catch some stuff. The bolt hit literally next to me, and everybody's like, wow. I mean, yeah, it was crazy. So, CG strikes are very, very powerful. Obviously, there's the intra-cloud ones where you just see the bright flashes. but you can't really see anything. Then you have the anvil crawlers, which is cloud to cloud lightning. But and then you have ground to cloud. Looks like there might be a little bit of a feeder band and a lowered area over there. There's no rotation or nothing like that in the atmosphere. It can be a non-rotating wall cloud that develops. But if there's hail core or anything like that on these, then perhaps that's what's causing it. I think this thing is tied into that outflow boundary, and that's why it's moving like it is. I'm going to look at the radar one more time here real quick and kind of see what's happening. So that does have a special weather statement on it. So yeah, that thing has gotten big. Trying to separate off of the other ones. Gotta turn these layers off here real fast so I can see what's going on with it. Yeah, it does have a little hail core on there, so that would be why. But that's over by Minko. That's where that's happening. So pretty amazing. We're probably, well, I don't know, probably 50 miles away. At least 50 miles away from that. And it's throwing out that kind of CG bolts. Pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. Yeah, it's probably not very big. I'm going to be honest with you. I can look at what they call the VIL, or vertically integrated liquid. Maybe. Thought I had it there. Yeah, give me 1 second here. Yeah, I mean, it's probably got maybe pea-sized hail. Maybe a touch bigger than that. Let's see what the... I think there, like I said, it had a special weather statement on it, so let's see what it says here. Pea-sized hail. 50 mile per hour wind gust and pea-sized hail. So there you have it. Those people in Minko and Pocasset and Amber, more likely Minko is probably moving right over, the core is moving right over them right now. But Pocasset potentially could be in it. It may slip just a little bit to the west, northwest of Pocasset. But, yeah. Nope. That's right. Don't got to be too big to have power. So, anyhow. Well, guys, it is almost midnight. And I've got to get back and get some sleep. We got some stuff we got to take care of tomorrow. And so I'm going to go ahead and close out the live stream for tonight. And hopefully y'all can get some rest. And like I said, potentially we will be back tomorrow if the storms form in our backyards. And we'll try to get some daytime storm chasing going on. So with that being said, I want to say thank you to everybody that has come on and watched and commented and subscribed and hit the notification bell and all of that cool stuff. And I appreciate all of you. Like I said, that's why we do it. And hopefully we can educate one another with all of this other stuff and have a good time doing it. So y'all take care, have a good night, and we will see ya